Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Mahogany True Talk. It's another Tuesday. I hope you've been having a good week and been staying safe. We've got a great guest today who's going to talk about a very important aspect of events. I, for one, and I'm going to admit it, I've always felt that hostesses that come on board are a complete waste of time. But they're at every event, we seem to have them. So Oiza that's going to come on is definitely going to be fighting with me and saying, wow, that's not the case. The usher orbit. Ushers, I'm sure ushers are going to kill me today because we are going to fight today on Mahogany True Talk. Oiza has joined. Let me just quickly do our introduction, then I'm going to bring Oiza on board and we can get this discussion going. Evening, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Olayebi, aka Mr. Mahogany, and you are very much welcome to Mahogany True Talk, which is a weekly interactive show brought to you by Mahogany Productions and Events. Just in case you didn't know, Mahogany Productions and Events is an experiential and production company that handles production and management for a variety of clients. Now, this show focuses on everything that has to do with events, from production to event management, hosts, music, food, anything, ushers like we have today. We'll bring you the top guns like we have Oiza, my beautiful friend Oiza that's on board today. Talk to you and give you the inner scoop of what the industry is really like. It's interactive, so guys, I want your comments. Yeah, we want your questions because we're going to be taking your questions and comments on board. So please make sure you throw them at us. You give us your questions as we bring on board our beautiful guest. It's not often I get to say someone is beautiful, but she's fine. And the sad thing about it is that she actually knows she is, so she has a big head because she's. We will try and contain her head inside this space of IG Live. I hope it will be able to contain the size of her head inside of it, but we'll be able to do something.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi,
Mr. Shola.
Good evening, everybody. I can hardly hear. The network is really bad.
I know.
Hello,
you're
everyone.
Freezing. We're not actually seeing you. We're not seeing you moving. I can hear you. I'm hoping other people can hear you, but you're definitely not moving. You're stuck in one place.
Wow.
So,
okay. I don't know if it's the network.
Could be. And
I'm guessing it's the network because I can. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me at least? Let's start with the audio before we do the visual.
Can somebody tell us a message, please? Wire, can you let us know? Are you hearing us? What's going on, please? When we get into these situations, we need you to say something. Wire will please send us a message, ASL. So, right. Omolabi said they can hear you. So they can hear you. I don't know if they can see you. I'm not sure if Wire is there.
Okay.
We're not getting any response from her. But
okay, somebody said they can see me at least.
We can hear. Oh, if they can hear you and see you, we will continue. All I'm doing is I'm looking at a static picture of you. That's all I'm looking at. And the thing is going around.
It's the network. So, but if it keeps messing up, I'll go out and then I'll come back in.
Okay, well, people can hear you and see you. You're just not. They said they can hear you and see you, so don't worry about it.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, okay, it's only me that I have to look at this static picture. That's all. But
I hope the picture is nice. So I hope it's nice. So the picture is nice. That's all.
I'm going to use it on my phone, my phone screen or whatever you call it, my profile screen. So I'm going to put it on there. All right, so let's get down to business. As I always like to do with all my guests, I like to introduce you. So I'm going to introduce you. Oiza is the CEO of the Oiza company, an event staffing company that provides top-notch hostesses and bottle girls. You're going to have to explain to me what a bottle girl is.
Yes.
Oiza, who holds a degree in theology and media. Hey, holy praise the Lord Jesus. in theology and media studies. Is also a model with over 8 years experience in the modeling industry.
Yes.
If asked to describe Oiza in 2 words, we will stick with tenacious and resilient. And these qualities have stood her well for over 3 years of running her business. Please, everybody, please welcome Oiza to Mahogany Talk.
We can't hear them, but it's okay.
Actually, guys, how I knew her as a model. Can you imagine?
Hey, no, right? Uncle Shola, you dealt with me. You showed me Pepe, but it's okay. I forgive you. I like pass. Yes, now. Should we start?
I think you need to let's start. Tell them. How did I show you Pepper? Tell them what I did to you. Tell them so that they can know how bad things were.
Uncle Shola will go. So I mean, it was for GTB. First time I ever worked with Uncle Shola was GTB Fashion Weekend, and Uncle Shola will make us cast walk from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then of course there are breaks, but he's like, no, go walk, do it again. If we have 10 models walking and one person misses it, start from the beginning. Oh my God. And Uncle Shola will scream. But I mean, I love working with you. It's always amazing working with you. And you just switch off your friendship hats and you put on the work hat on. So Uncle Shola is amazing. You guys should look forward to working with him soon. He's amazing. It's totally amazing.
I'm blushing now.
You're blushing.
I'm blushing. Okay, so tell me this. Why did you decide to set up your company, the Oiza company, and what's the story behind it?
Okay, so of course I was already a model, but the real story behind setting it up was an event I went to. This was in 2015. So I went for an event. So my agency is going to be 5 in August 1st actually. So I went for an event.
Wow. Okay.
I go for a lot of weddings, parties, and I walked into this event.
Socialite.
I came late. It was a wedding actually. It was a friend's wedding. And I just realized, I walked in, I sat down, the usual, can I get water? There wasn't water on the table. There wasn't no drinks on the table. I was late, I agree. But I expected that, coming in new, into the event, somebody would attend to me. And I remember this girl, coincidentally, she came for an audition. And I was one of the people who was speaking for the audition. I remember I faced so well, it was that bad. So anyway, I asked her for water. And then she had this attitude. I understand it was probably overwhelming for her. The event had dragged, I mean, I made a few excuses for her, but at the same time, but that's why you're here. I remember asking her for this water for almost 15 minutes, and she didn't bring it to me. Another hostess brought it, and she had such an attitude. So, I mean, it wasn't the first time that was happening, but I think that was more like an eye-opener, okay, this industry, it's like this all the time. Every event I go to, the ushers, the hostesses have an attitude. They don't know their job description. So I'm like, you know what? I'll take matters into my own hands. And I remember calling my mom. Shout out to my mom. I'm sure she's online. I remember calling her and telling her I wanted to set up, I wanted to, register a company first. Hi, Mom. And that was pretty much it. So that experience made me say, okay, you know what? I'll take it into my own hands. I'll get, hostesses. And I love hospitality. It's not like it's something I went to school for. I didn't train for it, but it's something I just enjoy to do. I like to make people happy, serve. Yeah, so I like to say that. And just be, hospitable and responsible for people. So it came easy like that, although it had its challenges in the beginning. But that's pretty much the backstory behind it.
Okay, you just now talked about challenges. So what kind of challenge did you face? Give us the lowdown. Don't forget, this is Mahogany True Talk. So we want it as it is.
So we want to be as honest as possible.
Don't blow over. Give us the real, so that people can learn what it's really like.
Yes. Okay. So I'll say the first challenge would be getting the hostesses. I mean, with me, I have a certain standard. I have certain things I look for. I don't walk on the streets and just pick any girl I see. Not that I can't work on them. I already have a certain standard of girls I want. It might not even be looks. Now, a lot of people get that wrong. People think, oh, once I'm looking for a girl, they have to be slim and tall. Many of my hostesses aren't like me. I'm tall, I'm slim, you know, model-like. But I mean, their attitude alone just draws me to them. So that was the first major challenge I had, getting the right type of girl to work with, you know. And because of a country like Nigeria, where honestly, and this is us being, I'm not being, you know, everybody just wants to make money. Nobody's doing it for the passion. Nobody's doing it because they want to learn. Nobody's doing it because they want to do it. Everybody just wants to make money. You know, let me just do this work and go and get money. So I had that challenge at first. I was able to deal with it with time. It's still there up till now, even after so many years, but I'm able to handle it. Second challenge, and disclaimer, I'm not mentioning any names, I'm not going to mention any, was having to deal with clients, particularly event planners. Okay, I'm not saying they're not individual clients who would come to me and, you know, but another, in fact, I think it's a bigger challenge than getting the hostesses, because you can gather the hostesses, do a quick training and get them to get the job done. But I have a major problem with event planners, and I feel like it's because of the way the event staffing and ushering industry was already set up before I came in. You know, really and truly, it's over time. Recently now, everybody's trying to set a standard. Initially, there was no standard. You know, you see yourself trying to biggie up your agency, and people are looking like, are you like, what are you really trying to do? Why are you're overdoing it? Like, I mean, what's really going on? You know, and it felt weird to me, you know, because modeling, I knew that modeling had set a standard. So there's no way I was fall short of setting a standard for something that is really dear to me. And a lot of event planners thought that was weird. You know, they wanted me to be like, I'm sorry to say this, disclaimer, I'm sure a few events ushering agencies are watching this, but it was just the standard they set. They just belittled themselves a lot, and event planners took advantage of that. So yeah, those were the major. There are other challenges, but if I'm going to put my finger on the two that I can really say, okay, these two, those are the major two, you know. So those are the major two I can think of right now.
So as you know, yes, I do a lot of events. And like you, I attend events. Yes. And I've seen ushers at events.
Yes.
And I'm glad I'm in my house because no one can shoot me from the phone.
But me too. Thank God. Don't come and shoot me.
To me, hostesses are a complete waste of time, money, and effort. Explain why that is.
You're breaking my heart. So like I said before,
complete waste. If I could do without them, I would not have them.
So you remember what I just said? What I said, the standard before I came in, you know? Like I said, I just explained what even drove me to set up my agency. That's an ushering agency, I suppose. I don't even know who the ushering, maybe it's even like individual girls who they picked up. You know, the ushering industry really is, like I said, recently, they now start to try and set a standard. Shout out to Ushers Orbit and Apple. It's an association that is set up for ushers and all of that, you know. They're trying to now bring in
We're going to talk about the associations. We're coming back to your association. We will deal with the association.
I know.
Usher Orbit.
Yes.
Stay online. We're going to deal with you.
What did we do to you now? You know? So that's happened over time.
Let's deal with your ushers. Then we come to associations. Let's deal with ushers. Oh, yeah.
You know? So I feel like it's the agencies, the ushers who do not even know what their job description is. They think it's about wearing a pretty dress and just coming to an event and, you know, standing there and looking pretty. You know, many of them, I'm not even lying to you, I've had to deal with that over the years. They don't even know their job description. If you are going to hire a hostess, obviously, what's the job description? You're welcoming guests and you're making sure every guest is taken care of, because the event planner can't leave her station and come and do that. The caterer can't just come drop the food and come and do that. It's like saying a pilot should leave his cockpit and come and be serving, you know, the passengers' food. Everybody should know their job description. So I'm sorry if you've had bad experiences. That's why you should hire agencies like mine. I'm just saying, disclaimer, yes, because they know what we're doing. You know.
Don't worry with the disclaimer.
Yes.
This is free talk. You don't need to disclaim anything. You're covered.
Yes. No, I'm just saying, nobody will come and beat me in my house.
It's okay. I will send police to fight them.
So yeah, everybody needs to know what their job description is. I feel like they don't know. Most of them don't even know what they're doing there. They just think, oh, okay, today is making money day. It's time to make money, and I'm just going to wear a fine dress and just make my money. When I finish, whether the guest is there or not, I carry myself, I go home. And that's not the case. There's certain things they're supposed to know and learn and do when they go to an event.
But, Oiza, what I find is this, okay, we still haven't really dealt with my question about why they're useful, okay? We still haven't dealt with that.
Okay.
But what I tend to find is this, and what I wanted to know from you is this. Is there any level of intelligence test you have with these ushers? Because sometimes you go up to them and you say, hello, what's your name? My name. What is my name, by the way? I'm not sure, sir. They just seem to be empty up here.
God.
And ushers need to be able, for people that have good companies, they need to be able to have ushers that have some common sense, that can resolve issues. That's part of the reason why I think that people are disrespectful to ushers, because they go around and say, I don't know, sir. It's not my event. Let me go and ask somebody. How can you change that attitude?
So what we try to do is, personally, I try to encourage these girls. We tell them, go for training. You must not join an agency. Everybody can't be under an agency. Same way all models can't be under an agency. But just know the basic things to do. You know, I hold auditions, and my auditions are I can't speak for other agencies. Everybody with their own, you know. But I make sure, like, when I'm picking my girls, I'm very, like, it's almost like I'm doing jam or I'm doing WAEC. As in, it's almost like an exam. You know, because at the end of the day, anything goes wrong, it's going to fall back on me, you know. But unfortunately, 80% of the industry is not like that. Everybody's not like me. Because like I said, everybody's just looking for money to make this one now, and go. You know, I'm not even going to blame event planners for that as well. Because, well, if event planners are hiring individual hostesses, they would assume these hostesses know what they're doing, right? They would assume that, okay, they've had some training, they know how to handle events, they know what to do when they see a guest, you know. But many of them don't know these things, and it's unfortunate, you know. And I kind of sympathize with you.
Is that then? Is that your fault as the
an agency
company, or is that the model's fault? Whose fault is that?
Okay, so I would if you were to hire me, for instance, and that would happen, I would be the one to take the blame, because it's not on you to come and now tell me my job. But if you were to go, like I tell a lot of event planners, it's better to go through an agency. That way you can hold one person responsible. Somebody is coordinating everything. You know, these hostesses you are complaining about, in all fairness, and let's be honest with ourselves, they are probably just individual hostesses you hire. You just put out a broadcast. Anybody that comes there just comes there. It can be one girl in Agege. Sorry, no offense to Agege people. Or another one in this place. And you just bring them together. There's no unity. There's no orientation. None of that. They're not under one body that has taught them do this, do that. I can't say the same for my girls, because my girls are good. I'm sorry. Maybe my girls are fantastic. I've done a lot of work to make them get to that point. It was not easy, and we still make mistakes. But if something was to go wrong, you would blame me, because I'm the body covering all these. I'm the umbrella covering these girls.
Okay, so let's assume. I mean, the usher orbit says, Mr. Mahogany, stop now. Those ushers that act clueless are actually clueless because they are picked randomly. Also, most event organizers bring
Yes.
ushers as an afterthought, which might be true. But so, okay, I come to the Usher Orbit, I come to the Oiza company. There's so many of you guys out there. I mean, it seems to be the easiest business to set up in the world. Everybody can set up an ushering agency, which is why I'm going to talk to
Anybody
you about the
can.
association much later on, because I think, you know, there needs to put some stuff into place. But let's still talk about ushers. So I've got to go back to this question. I've not answered it, and I need an answer. If I hire Oiza or anybody else, what do ushers do? What am I expecting that they will do besides standing there in high heels looking clueless? What is their role?
That's not what they're supposed to be there for anyways.
By having them.
Okay, so if you're an event planner, for instance, you plan the events, you would expect, everybody expects you coordinated, but you can't do everything, can you? No. You can't coordinate it, but you can't coordinate everything. If you had an event with 1,500 people, even if you were to get 10 coordinators, which can stand as the hostesses, which is the case anyways, you still would need extra hands. So if I was going to use a layman term to define the role of the hostess, it's I'll just call it guest hospitality, because without the guests, your event can't hold. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a case of, oh, if you're going to do a party, you're going to get food. Who's going to eat the food? The guests. Who's going to drink the drinks? The guests. Who's going to dance? The guests.
Okay.
So the hostesses
Oiza, please. This one, stop. Wait. You are giving me too much general talk. You are all over the place. Break it down for me. So, do they take me to my seat? Do they stand there?
Yes.
Do they pull out my seat? Do they give me food? Do they give me drink? What is their job? What do they do? Be specific. So if I come to you and
I'm going to
I
point
want
it out.
10 hostesses, yeah, I need to know what what these hostesses are going to do, so that I can say to my gege, or my gege can say to me, or Wire can say to me, all right, sir, we are having 10 hostesses, so I don't need you to bring in a hospitality company. I don't need you to bring in a signing in company. I don't need you to bring this because we have this. What do you do? Break it nitty gritty. I don't want all this. Everybody, because as far as I'm concerned, I'm a layman. I know they do is stand, look pretty, and look dumb.
That's what we're saying. These are the ones who don't have the training. Why would I leave my house, take a shower, wear a pretty dress, wear my heels, and come and just stand there and be looking? I might as well sit down with the guests. Do you understand what I'm saying? Those are people who don't know what the job is.
But sometimes I want them to sit down because they look better as a guest.
That's what they're supposed to do. That's why I said guest hospitality. You see a guest, I mean, you're meant to make sure each and every guest is well taken care of. You greet the guests. Let me start it from, let me put them in pinpoints, like in bullet points. You greet the guests, direct them to their seats, and make sure they are well taken care of. Well taken care of is broad. If the guest needs to use the restroom and they ask you, oh, this is where the restroom is, have you eaten something? Do you need anything? I mean, it's a bit tough, you know, especially in this part of the world where everybody's like, you know, snobbish, but that's your job. So welcome guests. Some people are good at welcoming guests. I mean, with ushers, we don't put everybody to do everything. We assign them, you know, their different roles. But generally, hostesses are supposed to greet, say hello to hostesses, welcome them in, make them feel, once they walk into the event, assign them to their seats or the seats where they're supposed to be. Make sure they are taken care of. Make sure they have water. Make sure they have food. Make sure they know. I mean, if they want to do something, do you want to go dance? Do you need anything? It may even be just a pen. Just make sure that guest is okay until you walk out that door and then somebody is even saying goodbye. Thank you for coming. Goodbye. You know, these are the things I teach my hostesses. Like it's a step-by-step thing. So when you say stand and look pretty, I'm like, you might as well sit down in your, you know, come and sit down as a guest. Wear a pretty dress. So this is the same thing I tell event plan. When they ask me this, I'm like, you're not going to be at the gate to welcome the guests. You can't welcome everybody that walks into the room. Your coordinator can't welcome everybody. Your bouncers don't look presentable. Well, not presentable enough. I mean, if you look at a bouncer saying, welcome, sir, of course, you need somebody who's going to be warming up to you to welcome you in. And somebody wants to assign you to a seat. Then it's time to eat. The caterers, I mean, so I go for a lot of vendors meetings. This is me It's not a disclaimer. I'm just saying. I tell them, as much as, you know, yeah, you want, you know, food to be served and stuff. My hostesses and waitresses, they're just meant to make sure they are served. You know, that's another point we need to talk about. You know, they're not meant to come and carry tray for you. They're not waiters or waitresses. That's why you are catering service and you have those things in place. But doesn't mean the hostess should not make sure that guest has gotten food or drinks. So that's why I just termed everything as guest hospitality, because hospitality is wide. Hospitality is when you cater, it's like taking somebody to a hospital, they're not well, and you're making sure everything is okay until they leave. Have I answered your question, Mr. Shaw?
I hear you.
Or you're not satisfied?
Yes, you've answered it now. So let me now this is true talk. So just bear it in mind. So people, when you're hearing this thing, what we try and do here, we try and break it down as it is. We try and give you the scenarios, how people see it. And for you people that are in the industry, is for you to correct it. Oiza, can you just check your camera? Because I'm getting a dark screen. Is it facing you? Have you turned it the other way? Just
no,
check.
no. I haven't even touched it.
It's a black screen.
Can you see me? Can you see me?
Okay. No,
Can you see me now?
Maybe just don't leave it as I can't see you at all. But I'm assuming, I don't know if other people can see you, but I just got a black screen.
Can you guys see?
Okay, so let's go on. They'll let us know if they can see you in a minute. So let me go to the next. They said they can see you. I don't know what's going on with mine. I can't see you at all. I've just been talking to a black screen. So anyway, so I don't know what's going on. Can you imagine? So, but no wala. We will deal with this one later. Now your village people, we have sent them to us. Okay. All right. So let's look at hostesses again. Okay. I'm not getting away from here because you know what the topic is, which is very clear. You know, hostesses, are they an asset to event or liabilities? Now, there's two things that I notice when I go to events, especially when I'm going with friends, and male friends.
Yes.
Yeah, there's two sides to this. So I'm going to give you the men's view and the women's view. Okay? Men's view. See fine girl, let me go and collect the number. You can come and see me later. That's what hostesses are for. They will give number. And before you can say, I train my hostesses, they don't. I've seen girls give numbers. Bang! No discussion about. Second one, is this. People tend to find hostesses can be extremely rude. You know, you go to them and they'll give you eye like this. If you go over there, toilets are over there. Or they'll be chewing gum or on their phone, talking, gisting, laughing, whatever.
Yes.
Is that true or not true?
Okay, so like I said in the beginning, I wouldn't expect, and if any assurance agencies right here, I wouldn't expect you to have hostesses that do that. I'm speaking for my agency. If I was going to generalize, I can't. We're so many, We're many. Mr. Shola, we're like 100, if not 200 agencies. Do you understand? We're so many of us. So I can't speak for everybody. And I can't say that doesn't happen, right? I cannot say that because, I mean, I just gave you an example. What happened to me? The girl was extremely rude to me. She didn't even get me the water I asked for. And that was her job. It was her job to make sure I get water to drink, right? But like I said,
why do we need you guys?
Like I said, if you're going to hire an event, that's why we stick to event staffing agencies, right? And even with the ushers, I don't expect the event planners to now be checking what job have you done. They will lie. Even if they have so much experience, they might not even know everything. That's why I advise, go through an agency because you can hold someone accountable. I won't come to you now with my agency and bring rubbish to you after 5 years. I won't even do that. Maybe in the first year, it's a struggle, right? And there are a lot of agencies like that as well. So I won't expect that. I'm not even, and at the same time, I'm not saying that even in that agency, there are no bad fruits. So as everybody knows, I run a bottle service company. See, Mr. Shola, it is totally different from hostesses because this is nightlife. My girls wear, I'm sure you've seen my page, you've seen the kind of clothes they wear. So once you're looking at them, I'm sorry, they're suggesting all kinds of things in their head. But I've gone through the process of training them. Have they misbehaved? Would they misbehave? Yes, they're human, right? they're human. They're bound to mess up. But with an agency, you tell them, I mean, like I tell my girls, if you collect number, I tell them, I give them the home truth. You're the one losing, because what does that guy have to offer you? He might give you 50K, 100K. Like,
hello, you give them money now.
Saying.
It's not better than standing up for 15K.
But do you know where that places you as a person? If a man saw you on the streets, walking or in a restaurant, he sees you on duty, the chances that he's going to take you seriously are almost zero. Because he already looked at you. Yeah, so I tell them, I don't tell them, oh, don't collect number. Oh. I just tell them the home truths. And I mean, maybe I'm just lucky. I have amazing girls. They tell me everything. Because I share my own experiences. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a saint and men don't chase me. The men chase me every single day. But I'm able to handle it. That way nobody disrespects me. Mm-hmm. Nobody looks down on me. So I tell these hostesses, out of 100 of them, 95 of them want that. That's why they're there. If I've had girls, there's one of my girls, she's married now actually. When she came, in fact, the reason why I picked her, she said, I just want to make money and meet people. She was so honest. And I'm like, okay, at least she's honest. Some will come with the disguise of, I'm very hardworking. Mm-hmm. You know, I know how to do the job, but they have other ulterior motives. So it's my place to tell them, you know what, sweetie? I'm not an escort agency. I'm not what's it called? I'm not a pimp. We're here to serve guests, and that's what we're here to do. Hey, I not tell you collect number. If you're collecting a number, they are even bringing, you know, it's tarnishing my image, because that's not what I'm here for. But let's assume that you now get tempted and collect number. Be rest assured that your respect will go from here to here. So I tell them that. And I feel like, unfortunately, men who do this, I must say, men who do this, well, God is watching. But I just
you can say whatever you're going to say. That does not stop men doing it. Men don't care about whether you
but at the same time, I can't tell men what to do. I can't tell men
they only
what
can
to
do it, Oiza, because the women have given their numbers.
Giving them the room to.
If girls,
yes.
And this is what I'm trying to get to here. I mean, that's the real crux of the matter. How do you, as an industry, stop this from happening? Because the viewpoint of ushers and of the ushering industry, as far as men are concerned, yes, it is a sex trade industry. And as far as women are concerned, there are women that they are girls that are chasing their husbands or their boyfriends.
Yeah.
Do you get? Yeah. How do you clean up that industry? What are you guys doing to try and clean it up? Because for every Oiza and for Orbit and for a number of the others that I'm seeing on here, fees, events, and consulting, for the 10 of you great agencies that might be here, there's 50 to 100 useless agencies that are out there and that are spoiling the reputation of the industry. Yes. So what are you guys doing about that?
That's why we set up an association. The same way you have the event planners that have their association. Because we're so many. You know, with the association, we're able to, you know, bring the genuine ones together. Right? With the help of the ushers that want to be under that association as well. So at the end of the day, if an event planner wants something, you have an association you're coming to that can tell you, oh, these are the ushering agencies, the trusted ones you can go to. And with the association, you're supposed to go for training. There's a lot of things involved in joining. It's not just to bring association and just carry any usher. Hey, boy, no. There's a lot of things that are involved in joining the association. The association is responsible for trainings as well. Training for ushers. This ushers now is separate. You know, people that are ushers, they want to be independent. They don't want to be under anybody. You know, and I mean, even with the association, we can't say that there won't still be useless event staffing agencies. But now there's an association that can control it to a certain degree. So if you go outside the association and go and hire an event staffing agency or an ushering agency that's not under the association, it's at your own risk. Do you understand? At that point, the association can't really do anything about it. Do you understand? So,
okay, so let's talk about this association. First and foremost, what's the name of the association, and how many different hostessing associations are there?
Okay, so for now, we have one association for professional ushers in Nigeria. And that's the only one for now. Registered with the government and everything. There are two other platforms, like you said, Ushers Orbit, and there's Ushers in Nigeria. They're just platforms that, you know, encourage ushering agencies, but it's very wide still. But with the association, it's different. You know, those ones, they are very scrutinized. They take their time. Almost screen everybody before you join the association. Not anybody can just join. There are certain requirements you must meet. Even with signing, like with a CAC certificate, it's not by just that one, because there are scammers who do it too. There are agencies who do it, and they are posing as ushering agencies, and they are pimping girls, you know. So with that association, it just sets up. We're able to sanitize the ushering industry, and it just started. We're still trying to break in, trying to what's the word now? Yeah, trying to make ourselves known. But I mean, with time, everything's time. Everything's time.
So if I'm a client, okay, and I need ushers for my event, how do I know if I approach an agency if they are a member of your association or not?
If you were a client, I mean, you'd ask, you know, and then they would have to show you.
But I don't know that.
There's something.
Hold on.
Say
Most
again?
people don't know about these things. So how would they ask?
So you register with the agency. We register with the association, and you have a proof that you are registered under the association. So it's not just word of mouth. You have to, I mean, the client would have to ask them. If you want to know, okay, there's an association for it, there should be proof that maybe like an ID card or something to show that, yes, I am a registered member of the association for ushers in Nigeria. So it's not just word of mouth.
So do you guys have a logo that you have that
yes,
people
we do.
are allowed to use on their email and letterhead?
Yes,
okay.
We do.
So let me ask you this question. One of the things that we started doing within the modern industry, and you know, and I've been quite really pushing for it, which is where I've been saying that for a lot of the jobs that are out there nowadays, if you don't belong to an agency, we're not going to allow you to cast for it, so that we can try and improve the standards. And also the second thing that we've been able to do, as you know, we've reduced the fees of freelance models, so that, you know, before people used to come in as freelance and they would get the full amount
and they'll
of
get
money,
the most
where
money.
agency girls will lose money. So we kind of stopped that and we started blocking people off from jobs. So now people are trying to get into agencies because they realize they can't get into certain shows without being. So what sort of things are you, as the association, putting into place to try and force girls in particular to belong to an approved hostessing agency?
So that's pretty much that's what I'm talking about now. With ushers who want to come in, registered as ushers under that association, of course we encourage you to join agencies, because as much as you think, oh, okay, because I'm under an association, I'm covered, most times you're not. You know, if something happens to you, something goes wrong, there's nobody to hold accountable, there's nobody to hold responsible. So we try to encourage them that, okay, you've come as an usher independently. We would advise you the same way you're doing with the with the modeling industry. Join one of these ushering agencies. You know, it might be tough, but just look for one to join and they will accept you, because we're all under the same umbrella. That way, everybody is happy, everybody's fine. And there's sanity in the industry as well. And nobody gets themselves into trouble.
Okay, so I'm an usher. Yeah.
Yes.
And I want to join an agency, and somebody tells me that there's an association. What process do I have to go through as an usher to be able to join, or do I have to contact an agency directly? How does it work?
Okay, so if you're registered under the association, there's a website coming up as well where you can register. You'd register on with the website, and then decide on which agency you want to join under the association. They're all listed there. They'll all be there, and my company will be there, and all the other ones that are registered there. I mean, it's really up to you. I can't force the usher to say, "Oh, you must join my agency." It's the one she wants to join. As long as they are registered under the association, then you are covered. You know, so
are girls allowed to join multiple agencies within the association?
No.
But how do you guys know that if I've joined you, that I've not joined Exquisite, I've not joined somebody else? How would you know?
We would know because I mean it's registered now. It's written there. It's right there. Do you understand? If you are registered under the association and you join an agency, it will register that you are under this agency. Right? It's almost I like to say almost in black and white. Do you understand? I've had issues like that as well. You know, where I tell girls, "Oh, come on, are you under an agency?" They'll say no. I won't talk. You know, and then Usher's Orbit when we broke the association out of Usher's Orbit. So it's very easy. All we need to do is send a picture to the association. There's a lot of us. I think there was like 30 of us in it. You just send a picture. Hello, hi. Do you know this girl? Oh no. Once everybody say no, okay, she's free. It's very easy. Then we can go ahead. But once two people say, she's my red flag. And the agencies know who their girls are anyways. You know, the real ones that are signed. They're not, I won't say there are not times to use freelance. There are times where I need more than, I need a certain number and I don't have them. So what I do is I go to another agency. Okay, can I have some of your girls? I mean, we work together like that. That's still something the association is trying to do. That way there's sanity in the industry. Because I wouldn't want a situation where I have 10 girls, I need 20, and I start to be picking girls from Agege, you know, and joining them together and then messing up my event. So I just go to one agency. This is what I want. Give me this. If it's yellow, oh yeah, give me your yellow girls. Or if it's black, give me all the dark skinned girls. Let me pick and then I'll decide, you know. So that's what we do in the association and under Usher's Orbit.
Okay, so there's a lot of agencies that are here and other people that are from event companies. So please drop in your question. We've got about another 15 minutes to go. So please, I want some questions, more comments that we can get to. Oiza, please drop your question because I don't want it just to be about my question because I don't know if I'm asking the questions that you're
asking the best questions.
Thank you, Tia. You're welcome. One of the things that I wanted to know about is money. Money makes the world go round. Okay. Now, me, guys, for all the ushering companies, let me not lie, and my gigi will tell you, I'm stingy when it comes to ushers. I'm stingy when it comes to ushers.
Because of what they show you now.
I want to pay I want to pay as little as possible. So within the association now, have you standardized the fees? Or in being that we're in a cutthroat industry, yes, I might go to Exquisite or I might go to Usher. I'm not sure if Usher Orbit does, but I go to one of these other agencies. And then I say, well, the Oiza company said that they want 15K. Me, I'm not paying 15K. I go to somebody else in the association and I say, I want to pay 10K. And that person, would the person accept it? What's the policy around fees and how you charge?
So the association has come together to discuss. In fact, that was a major topic because in fact, that was one of the reasons why we set it up, because we find out, okay, you want to be forming high standard agency. They'll call me. I have my fee, and I'm not going below that fee. I have a certain standard I'm trying to set. You now will not come and now give below that standard. So we've standardized the fee under the association now, right? Once you're under the association, you can't go and now say, oh, okay, because I need a job, I'm going to settle for that. Do you understand? Of course, if you do that, we're going to penalize you. We would find out. Because, of course, if we're under an association, you come to me, you come to this person, and they're saying the same thing. You know, you must pick one. Either you pick one in the association or you pick one outside the association. So that's one thing we've worked on. I mean, it's working so far. We've been able to do that, and it's working for us so far. You know, but even not of COVID-19 now, everything is now, you know, a bit shaky. But it's working for us. So we standardized our fee, you know, based on hours.
So
job
crowd
description.
controller says, okay.
Yay!
So,
thank you.
Still talking about money now. Crowd controller says you have the best ushers. Crowd controller, you come and tell me afterwards how much he paid you to say that.
Please give us Budweiser. Thank you.
And Schweppes. This man can sell anything. I will be brand ambassador.
Share Budweiser for everybody here, please. Thank you.
Jesus. So Alex says, and this is a question to you, Oiza. Alex says, why are ushers underpaid? The services they render is way more than their paycheck.
Why are ushers underpaid? Well, if I was going to answer that, I would say it's where the ushers place themselves, right? If someone came to me, for instance, and tells me, oh, this is the amount I want to take, I have a certain standard. If I don't want, Mr. Shola, I'm sure you've called me for an event and I say I cannot take that money. I think you have. I mean, I've set a standard for myself.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The minute you drop your standard, there's no way you won't get disrespected. It's a rule of life. If you stick to something and you say it's this amount, and they say, okay, trust me, nobody's going to disrespect you. But the minute you say, oh, okay, let me just settle, you place yourself where you will be disrespected. Unfortunately, like I said, the country is tough. Everybody's looking for money. So many people will settle just because they're looking for money. Do you understand? So unfortunately, and it's because of the way we've placed, the industry was placed, we're sanitizing it now, everybody's going to look down on you. If they come to me and say, oh, they need ushers and it's 10K, and they come to you and they say it's 5K, how do you think they're going to treat you the way they treat me after I've set my standard and I kept it there? Yeah. So that's another thing. That's basically how I'm going to explain that. If you place yourself in that position, they would definitely disrespect you. And then with the issue of being underpaid, like I said, still the same thing. If you know that your work is 10K, you work your 10K work. If you know the job is a 10K job and you accept 5K, what do you expect to happen? You're not going to do 5K job. You won't do 10K job, but you settled for 5K. Yeah? So that's what it is. That's pretty much what it is.
Okay. So let me talk to you, because we have been talking about the hostesses since, and giving them a hard time. One of the complaints I get, and I know that we had this for one of our big clients that had the situation whereby companies bring in hostesses.
Yes.
Yes. Then two things happen. Number one, you've gone to the client and you said to the client, I'm charging 25K per hostess. Yeah? Then you go and pay the hostess 6K per job. And in some cases, you find, and when I say you, I'm just speaking generally, not you in particular. You then find excuses not to pay the hostesses at all. Tell me how that is good for your business, your industry, and for how we as clients see you as agencies. Because when I hear those kind of stories, I rather tell my client, don't worry, I'll give the hostesses directly, because we cannot affect your brand name. We'll make sure that we give them their pay.
Yes.
What's being done within the association to make sure that sort of stuff stops?
So yeah, we've discussed that at the association, and we've all agreed that everybody collects a certain percentage as there's agency fee. Everybody does it. Every industry does it. So we've agreed on a certain percentage, no more, no less. If you're going to say, oh, I'm charging 15K and you want to take 30%, let your 30, don't say 30.5%. 30% is 30%. If we find, and of course, these ushers now, that's why they're wonderful. I like them. They will rat you out. Nobody's going to sit down and just allow you to be bullied.
Straight.
And these are things, so the minute we find that out, we'll blacklist you. if once you're under our association, if you don't want to join the association, beautiful, clap for yourself. But there are rules before you come. You read them. That is there. The standardized fee is there. The percentage as an agency, this percentage you're supposed to take as an agency is there. How much, the minimum amount, all of that is set in place already. If you fall short of it, of course, we'll blacklist you first. Everybody will know that, oh, okay, you, these agents, ushers will know, don't work with these agents. And I mean, you're back to ground zero. Nobody's going to want to work with you. So.
But you're saying you'll blacklist them. How would I know
agents.
that they've been blacklisted as a company? I don't know I can't see your blacklist.
You come to the association now.
I could still go and use them.
Well, at that point,
but
they're not under
the issue I have with the association. A lot of people don't know about the association.
Because we just set it up. We just set it up.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, like I said, with COVID-19, we're still a work in progress. I mean, there's no events going on. Nothing's going on. It's something we're literally, I think we're up to 6 months old yet itself. But it took a lot of work, a lot of going back and forth to set it up officially. So that's where we are now. That's where we are now.
And what's the name of the association again? Let everybody know, please. What's the name of the association?
Okay, so it's APUN, Association of Professional Ushers in Nigeria. They're on Instagram.
Okay. All right,
yes,
everybody.
They dropped the comments. They dropped the comments here.
Instagram.
Yes.
Good. Fantastic. Can somebody just type it up? Anybody?
So let me just type it
up for her, please, so people can see it. So, Femi Handbag, somebody will do it for you. Don't worry. Somebody will do it for you, Oiza. Somebody will do it for you. So, Femi Handbag says, with the pandemic and all that's going on, what new ideas do you have? Are you able to pivot using your ushering skills? So I'm assuming one of the new ideas was like the association. What other sort of things do you have?
Under the association, the event industry is on hold for now, whether we like it or not. So I mean, for now, I mean, the government hasn't said anything.
So what ideas have you? What other things are you looking at? That's what the question is. You know,
as
you've been
an
able
ushering
to sit
industry,
down, you've not been doing anything.
As the ushering industry, I mean, we're having meetings. I mean, there's nothing going on, like I said. So what we're doing is working on how to, how will I put it now? We're trying to work on post-COVID-19 because everything is about to change, whether we like it or not. Whether we like it or not, things are about to change. Number of people going to events are going to reduce. I mean, our industry, it will be affected somewhat, but maybe over time it'll get back to normal. But for now, we can't say anything because there's no events going on. It's not like there's a party going on and it's really affecting it. It's affecting event planners. It's affecting everybody. And most events don't allow a certain number of people. So unfortunately, services sort of are not needed just because of the pandemic.
Okay. It's been amazing talking to you. I've loved it. I've learned a lot today.
Yay! I taught Uncle Shola today.
Hostessing companies has changed. So, you know, we shall revisit, you know, to be honest, we always use ushering. I mean, my gig that runs our event, I don't think she could ever do an event without having ushers. And anyone that's worked with her knows that, you know, you don't play. I know that who did I see? Exquisite Events.
So shout out to all the ushering agencies. I can't call everybody's name.
And there's a lot of them here.
Yes.
So in 1 minute, what's your final piece of advice you'd like to give to everybody that's here? Anything you want to say, the floor is yours.
Okay. So piece of advice. I'll just give very short. Do not lower your standard, no matter what it is. This is going to ushers. This is going to ushering agencies. Do not lower your standard. It might look difficult, especially for people who started. There are a lot of new agencies, upcoming agencies out here. I'm sure there are ushers watching this right now. Do not lower your standard for any reason, right? It might take time, like I just said. but you will definitely get to the point you want to get to if you stick to your standard. What else can I advise? That's pretty much all I can say. That's the only advice I can give, because that's what it boils down to. Even if you set up an agency tomorrow, you want to be an usher tomorrow, you want to be a model, do not lower your standard for any reason. Okay.
Well, you heard it from the guru herself, Oiza, former supermodel, well, still kind of modeling.
I'm still supermodel. Hello. Mr. Shola, I still go the wrong way. I still can
excuse
walk.
me.
I can work for you.
Let's
right
not
now.
call out your statistics live on. Let's not call out your statistics live on
I
air.
can call it to 34, 25, 40. Just
42.
42. No, it's 40. It's 40. Mr. Shola,
and what's the industry? What's the industry standard? 34, and you're 40. We say no more.
Mr. Shola, but the dress will look nice. But you've seen me on the wrong way now. Oh, don't let them hear you. Hate me.
It's been great having you. You've been a fantastic
Thank you
guest.
so much for having me. And shout out to all the events.
There's been some fantastic comments from people.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Helen of Troy, Nigeria said, Mr. Mahogany put you on the hot seat. We will get back
my bomb bomb is burning.
I'm ready.
In fact, hey,
bring it on.
Don't worry.
That's why it's called True Talk. And I mean, she's been a great guest. She has really sold the industry very well. She's enlightened people.
You.
I mean, we're going to have this on our page so people can watch it and understand what hustling is all about. Oiza, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
I love you. I know
thank you. Mwah. Mwah.
You're very welcome. Guys, please send your love hearts and thumbs up and wave to her to say thank you for coming on board, giving us some of her precious time. Mwah. I'll be seeing you soon, my dear.
Thank you so much.
Now. All right, darling.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody.
So, I mean, guys, I think that was absolutely fantastic. I can see from the sort of comments that you're making that you have loved what we've done. I think it's changed not really changed my view. I knew that there are a lot of good hostesses companies out there because we only work with the best. So we don't have a lot of the problems that I was putting out there. But I was trying to put things out there so that people knew what was going on. We're going to be back again next week with another fantastic guest. I'd like to thank all of you for coming on board. God, there's so many ushering companies here. I can't call all of you, but I appreciate you. Lady Diamond Usher, Fabi Diamond Ushers, Exquisite, the Ushers Orbit. I love all of you guys for coming on board, supporting Oiza, supporting your industry. It will get better. COVID-19 will soon finish, and we will get back to normal at some point. It may not be to the end of the year, but it will happen. Thank you, Oiza. You've always been a great person to me. I love you dearly. True professional as a model, so I'm not surprised that her company is doing it as good as it is doing. So, guys, check us again next week, Tuesday. On Thursday, Fashion's Finest Chat Room is going to be here with our guests from East Africa. We take people from all over the world. Have a lovely week. Please stay safe. All right? COVID-19 is still out there. The industry will be back soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.